So Nickelodeon has a new show. What's it called? It's Pony, or is it only one it's? How would that sentence even work? I already confused myself. When you look at the feedback, it's full of great things to say. Positive reception, great feedback, encouraging dialogue. And then you read the title of this video. We're in for a ride. Also plug in my Twitter. So this show premieres on the 18th of January, and this video is gonna be out before then. So why am I talking about the show so early, relatively? Well, there's a problem that I'm worried about within the show so far. Yes, with one episode, but allow me to justify later on that if it is what I think it is, it's going to completely turn me off from being interested in the show. It's Pony is a slice of life show revolving around Annie and her unpredictable and outrageous talking pony named Pony. It starts with Annie practicing putting up her father's tent for the upcoming camping trip, with the unpredictable and outrageous talking pony named Pony being unpredictable and outrageous, messing with the lawn chair. It provides for a creatively animated shot, and it flows naturally through exposition without being boring. I enjoy the design of Annie. She has a look of a strong protagonist, being very well defined as a very down-to-earth but fun-loving girl. She looks relatable, and I love the touches of her hair being messy. Also, everyone's shoes are large.
It's a nature weekend, and he loves nature.
And nature loves me. We're old friends. It'll be great to catch up. I can't wait.
Fine. It'll be nice to have some peace and quiet around here for a change.
Super dismissive dad who doesn't see the quirky nature of her daughter's best friend. Gotcha. So the unpredictable and outrageous Pony catches a buff guy's small dog in a lawn chair, and he stands there, menacingly, waiting for Annie and Pony to release the dog. It gets caught in a spot that Annie and Pony can't simply rescue. It's a smooth selection of scenes that flow effortlessly into each other, going from the guy to the dog, back to the guy, back to the dog to the guy, and then back to the chair. It's a solid pace. So the unpredictable and outrageous talking pony named Pony decides to hide in nature.
She'll hide us. Catch me, Bush! Ah! Itchy! Ow! Why did it do that? Ow!
You know what? This isn't that bad. I can see younger me finding this to be something to watch. I can't say funny, but you know, something to watch. I wouldn't take my eyes off it. This part is supposed to be the catalyst of Pony now being afraid of plants, as Pony should be. However, I think many of you are asking yourselves, why do I keep referring to Pony as, quote, the unpredictable and outrageous talking pony named Pony? Well, it kinda leads me to my first question here. Can Nickelodeon truly do unpredictable or outrageous? Now, I don't mean that the pony should straight up murder someone, but I'm trying to think of an animated show that's on Nickelodeon right now that isn't SpongeBob, that has a character that is unpredictable or outrageous. When I think of these words in the context of not even just a kid-friendly way, but a Nickelodeon branded kid-friendly way, I think of ultra wacky, boisterous, loud, clumsy. Pony is kind of some of those traits, but with the show so calm, Pony is only outrageous by default. You place a character like Pony in any other show, preferably on Disney or Cartoon Network, and Pony is not outrageous. Pony's rather calm, maybe short-sighted and clumsy, but not outrageous. Now, that's not an issue if she is or not. So what if she isn't outrageous? Is the character good? Is the episode good? Well, you see, that kind of is why I'm asking the question here.
You okay?
Yup. Just hiding.
From the man or the plants?
The man?
Pony's character concerns me, and it only comes into fruition midway throughout the episode. At first, the dynamic here tricks you because it's the first episode and you can't figure out a pattern without some sort of repetition. It's going to be a certain aspect that happens a lot here, and that scene involving the plants is somewhat of a prelude as to what is to come. So it becomes clear with the following rule of threes that Pony is afraid of plants, redirecting Pony's own direction to go a plantless route. Now, this elevator scene is a great example, but this episode can get quiet at times. I'm not talking about volume or dynamics, but going from shows like SpongeBob or Fairly OddParents where there's a lot of music and sound effects within the scenes, It's Pony can have times where there are very little or no sound effects, or backing music in some areas. It's a nice change of pace. However, I fear that with the already calm pace, the implied mood and atmosphere that slice of life shows generally bring, look at Craig of the Creek, King of the Hill, these are not shows that are known for being energetic, and the slowed down dynamic of Annie and Pony. The show may be a little too chill, if you know what I mean. So Annie picks up on Pony's fear, and when Pony denies it, they go to the big green park as opposed to the little green park, and accurately portray my middle and high school days when it came to talking to my crush.
Let's go in.
Why not?
Coming?
I thought I was, but my feet have other ideas. Hang on.
I really like this next scene, where Pony tries to go into the park and hits this invisible brick wall, taking advantage of the medium of animation, where things like this make a lot of sense for its conventions. Now I know one of the last Nickelodeon shows I reviewed, the Casa Grandes, was placed in a city, but on a positive note, I love the city here. The light blue color palette makes everything look so modern and clean. I love the architecture of the center building itself, and everything just looks so bright, big, and colorful. However, now we get to center in on Pony, who...
We're sort of minimalist chic. What's the problem? It's that.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry again?
well, centers in on his core trait. So Pony has this pattern of being, quote, unpredictable, but it's really not. He just breaks everything, and the only person who seems to mind it is Annie, presumably due to Pony's good intent. I don't want to make concrete judgments on the show, which is why I said I'm worried about the show and not, for example, the fatal flaw or what ruins the show like I did before, because for all I know, Pony's character could not just be the think short term, break things and apologize sort of character. Pony can become a slightly more multifaceted character, and could actually be a very funny character in a nice looking show alongside his very relatable and subtly quirky main character Pier. However, I can equally see most of these episodes being that Pony acts out, gets into trouble, and Annie saves the day in a sense, leaving Pony to apologize and never do it again, only for the status quo to reset any progress made. It's tough to know if this series is going to be continuity based, and my intuition says that it's most likely going to be episodic, but there's something about this show that leads me to think that it needs something more. So with Pony playing the comedic relief here, you'd expect there to be some redeeming qualities, alternative traits that supplement the character, and make them more than just the next joke coming up. Something like intriguing, engaging, smart, or even dumb but, wise in their own way, overly cautious for a good reason, or just really funny and good intention. There are many ways to piece together a great comedic relief and have them be a great character on top of that. They don't need to be overly complex, and I would never even say that the show should go the route of being overly complex. However, when the character portrayed here kind of seems like, they're doing the same thing over and over, you run the risk of being a one-trick No, I'm done. Thank you, I'm out.
Sorry, Annie. I don't think I'm getting any better. And I really wanted to go camping with you.
We're not giving up. We'll keep trying.
Ah!
Now, this doesn't mean that Pony is annoying, but rather to me so far, just potentially ineffective. Pony is a good-natured character, and Annie never comes across as delusional, and appears to be quite mature and self-aware of Pony's rather wacky attitude. In fact, speaking of Annie, we get to see her tomorrow, and taking a still frame of her room here, you see that she's not exactly a city girl, having many things that would fit better in a farm or rural area. However, there isn't much here that isn't horse-related, and that also worries me, to a lesser scale. I guess I'm a worrier, so that's just natural to me. It comes with the price of having anxiety, being a very anxious person. No, not because of the fact that Annie is into horses. Annie can be into whatever they want, but it's just because of the fact that this may be the sign of Annie being a one-trick. No, I can't say it. I can't do it.
Welcome to Pony's Plantless Campground Jamboree.
Pony, this is amazing. You did all this for me?
Yes!
And the episode ends with Pony and Annie having fun and learning the lesson of adjusting sometimes to accompany other people better. This is such a great moral, and wait, that's not the ending? We have about 4 minutes left? Well, it seemed like a natural ending, but okay. So the wind blows the tent away, and as Pony and Annie are the only ones to grab the tent, they are the only ones to get blown through this beautiful city. Pony, being very oblivious to their own short-sighted thinking and messing things up, asks Annie how things are going, and it appears that this was a small sign of Annie actually telling Pony that things are not going great because of the choices that you made. However, the episode stops this. Why? I don't know. I guess because it's the first episode. You probably don't want your main characters talking about their respective personalities in the first episode. I mean, your mileage may vary, so anyway, Annie stops Pony from instinctively hitting the glass, which doesn't mean much considering that Annie falls within it of her own mistake anyway. So now that Annie is in a position where she can get gobbled up, Pony must get into the botanical garden and save her. Here's some missed potential, however. Rather than showing wide shots of a small montage where Pony is trying to get through the door, it's so bland, and some of the interesting shots are actually zoomed in so that the prop itself doesn't matter. Why use a rope if you're not going to show the swing in anticipation? Why use a pole vault if you're not going to show, well, the vault? It seems like it's going out of its way to not show action sometimes. So with an albeit decent build-up, Pony uses his love for Annie to push through his fears and barely save her with not much time left. However, before the episode can get too sappy, Pony must get gobbled up by the fly trap anyway. That's actually not the dangerous thing here.
And next we have a giant Venus flytrap. Within it can be found a...
Another place we're banned from.
I don't know if I like that sentence there. Another place that we are banned from? Is that a sign to come? Does this mean that we're gonna get a lot of this? I mean, people seem to enjoy this. I don't, not really, but the episode ends with Pony's signature comedy, thinking short-sighted, and that's it. That's Plants. I gotta say, I like the art style, I love the location, and Annie is such a nice, sweet, just lovable character. I like the idea here, and I think Pony's climb throughout the episode was a nice start. However, I'm worried that the show is going to be, well, a one-trick pony. And by that, I just mean Pony messes up and then Annie pays for it, which it just doesn't seem too appealing to me. But I hope I'm wrong. Until next time, special thanks to the supporters of January. And until next time, take care. Alpha out.